second.
We're live.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
And welcome to Martial Arts Movie Mondays. I'm your humble host, Bobby. And as you say today, the missus has joined me.
I don't know what you normally do, so do what you normally do.
That's all I pretty much do. Is that I'll just calm it down, sister.
Okay.
I got this.
I'm so excited to be here.
So normally I do this show alone because I'm the only one that knows anything. But because it's the holiday, the lovely missus here has joined me for fun.
So excited.
And if you've never watched a show before, first of all, shame on you. Basically, we take a deep dive into a martial arts movie in my collection, and we'll discuss about how not only the movie itself, also what kind of impact or thing did it have on my martial arts personal journey coming up. And in this case, we'll see if it impacted her at all as well.
Very excited.
All right. Now, not all the movies are not old. Some of them are new. Some of them are this week we're jumping way back to another one that was one of my favorites when I was a kid. Actually, not a kid. I was more of an older teenager by the time this one came out. It was 1990. So I graduated in 92. So I was in high school when this movie came out.
Oh, okay.
But a little history about us as a team now. As I've told you all in here before, you ask, why do you have any say so in discussing martial arts movies and stuff? Outside of being a reviewer and being all around awesome, I am also a martial arts instructor teaching Taekwondo and Muay Thai.
You teach Taekwondo and Muay Thai?
I teach Taekwondo and Muay Thai, and also have trained in Kabuto, depending on who you ask, as well as Judo, a little bit of Southern Shaolin Kung Fu, different things. I only hold major rank in Kabuto, Muay Thai, Taekwondo, and Jiu-Jitsu. Now, why is she qualified? What are you looking for?
I hear a noise.
It's Anya's back over there.
Anya.
She's behind the ship over there. But why is she qualified, and why is she looking like a gigantic peak nightmare today? Because this nice young lady is also a martial arts instructor in Taekwondo. She owns her own Taekwondo black belt. She is a thrace degree. And ironically, that's how we met. She started training under me in more ways than one.
Wow.
Anyway.
We're married. It's okay.
Yeah, we're married now. Oh, yeah. But she is also a Taekwondo instructor. She's one of my assistant instructors. So it's fun to have her, to hear her ideals. We watch karate movies completely differently.
Totally.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is today's movie is the 1999 smash hit that none of y'all have probably ever heard of, called Angel Town.
Can you see it?
Yes, you can see it. Angel Town. Now, this specific version of Angel Town has like a weird little drawing, graffiti style thing. This is not what the main release normally looks like. This is like a weird German release or something.
It was very bizarre because that's the first thing. We put it in and hit play, and it's in German.
Well, here's what's funny is this was sent to me for review for a few years back, right? Because I saw them. The star of it, which I just call him Oliver Gruner, but I think it's probably like Olivier Gruner or whatever. He's French. But this was his very first movie. And he's a kickboxer and does, I think, Shotokan karate. He was also like a French naval commando or something.
Yeah, he was in like the French Marines, basically.
But this was the first movie he ever did. I didn't own a copy of it. So a few years back, I saw him post something on Facebook about this release, special edition release. So I reached out to the company. They sent me this copy. I remember watching it and stuff, but maybe I set it all up beforehand. But I know when we sat down to watch it, what were you saying?
About what?
I guess I'm in the show by myself today. We started watching it today, and it was in another language.
Yes, it was in German, and the subtitles were in German. And I was like,
we did that at the same time.
I know, because well, first of all, he can't hear well. In case you don't know, he can't really hear out of either ear anymore. No. But he's like, are they speaking English?
Why did you make me super country?
Well, that's what
it sounded like. They speak English.
That's what it sounded like. But I didn't know if you were asking because maybe the Mexican street gangs were speaking Spanish.
No, it wasn't even to that point yet.
But no,
remember, because
it was not in any
the opening sequences, the street gangs were kind of fighting. Nobody was talking.
I know, it was just
But
bizarre.
It was jumping ahead when him and that girl in the graveyard were talking. I didn't know if they were speaking French or they were speaking English.
They were German or something.
So then we had to go back and reset it. And this specific version, even is numbered. There's only 50 copies of this released.
Oh, wow.
So this is 45 of 50 from Hellbone Entertainment.
Nice.
They only cut, and they've done a bunch of other releases like this. Does this say Flugeltown? I don't know if that's somebody's name or if that's where they're at. Eichenbachchen sucks sauerkraut.
I'm telling you, it's all in German.
Yeah. But it's the Platinum Cult Edition. You can check them out. Look up Hellbone Entertainment. I'm assuming they're still around. But they put this version out. Anyway, even the back of it, all the writing is in German. And it was funny as I've never noticed this was not in English back here. I've never paid attention to it. So I've had it. So anyway, we're going to talk about 1990s Angel Town, which not only stars Oliver Gruner, but it's directed by Eric Carson. Eric Carson is not a director most of you probably know, yourself included.
I don't know.
But he did a lot of movies that you'll hear about on this show. Black Eagle, this Jean-Claude Van Damme show.
Yes, I know that one.
He did The Octagon, with Chuck Norris, that you like.
That is my favorite Chuck Norris movie.
Yeah, okay. He produced Lionheart with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I believe I don't know if he wrote any of them. He's actually in Lionheart as well. Anyway, sorry. So anyway, would you like to try to tell everybody what this movie is about, since you're new to the show this week?
This movie is about, what's his name in the movie? I don't know.
Hold on, I'll tell you. It's Mark what? Jacques. So
Jacques, for some reason, is in the U.S. now.
He's gone. She's already messing up. Remember, he's going to college. The engineering school. Okay, for some reason.
He's here and has decided that he wants to go to school here.
I think he's going to UCLA, isn't he?
But I think, I don't know. It's confusing at that point. But he's studying engineering. But his friend, you later find out that he's just like a lifelong learner. He's always studying and learning something new. I think originally he made it here through kickboxing or karate or something.
Yeah, because he's a kickboxing champion.
Yes.
But you don't find this out until later in the movie.
But that's true life, too.
Yeah, he really is.
He really is. I don't think we can spoil this movie.
No. This is one of those that...
It's okay.
You watch this movie for the fighting, not for much else.
Yeah, so he's here in the U.S., and at the same time, he's trying to find a place to live, and he runs into all these Mexican street gangs.
And it is old school Mexican street gangs. You know,
yeah, very old school.
Very
Mexican.
like the movie.
I don't know if they're still that way. Maybe they've modernized and now they text their.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But it's just funny. It's to me, it's one of those things that I've never heard.
Stereotypical.
It is, and I've never heard a big uproar about that.
Yeah, why are you misrepresenting street gangs?
You don't know. I'm talking about the Hispanic, the way they talk in the movies and like that. Like, I mean, we know people that talk similar to that, but. Anyway, it doesn't. Well, let's not get on that.
That's a whole political issue now.
Yeah. So anyway,
we can't get into that.
That's basically. So he's in this town and he's boarding at a house, and they just happen to be right in the middle of a gang war. Yeah,
we're in the middle of it. So it's one of those things where someone was killed, and then they want to get revenge, and then someone else got killed, and this one, it ends up the house he's at, the father got killed. Because he retaliated. He was
trying to bring peace to the neighborhood.
Yeah, and they got mad, basically.
Yeah.
And now the little boy that lives there, Martin.
They want him to join the gang.
They want him to join the gang, and if he won't, they're going to kill him. Basically.
But he's too much of a puss to stand up to fight him. He basically runs all the time, never defends them. And
well, he also doesn't understand the
well, I don't mean like he's a puss like a bad thing. I'm just saying he doesn't ever stand up for himself.
Yeah, well, he doesn't even understand really what's happening with the game.
He whines a lot.
Anyways.
So, going into this, this is one of those, if we go back to my part of the story before we talk about the movie itself. This is one of the movies, I did not see this movie in the theater. I saw it on video or on TV, or so I don't remember exactly where I saw it, but I remember the first time I saw it, there's a fight scene in the kitchen.
Yes.
Where he does a jumping, spinning back kick and knocks the dude out the back door.
Yes.
That kitchen scene and all those, and then the sequence at the end, like stuck with me. And I watched this movie probably hundreds of times, but I started studying it. I started watching it. If you watch a lot of his movements in there, I move away a lot of the way he does the knees, like the knees I teach him Muay Thai. I'm always trying to get y'all to, in the rapid fire roundhouses that I'm trying to get y'all to do.
Because he was all like,
and I was trying to tell you.
Which I knew exactly what I know, that's you.
And it's funny.
And that is how he watches movies. You study them, and you're like, oh, I want to do that kick. So you probably hit rewind like 50 times.
Oh, when I was younger and I was training like that, which I still do, but not as insane about it, I would pause it because it was on VHS.
Yeah, it's easier back
so I'd pause it, I would stand up. I would do the kick a few times. I would watch it. I'd rewind it, watch it again, rewatch it, watch it again.
Did your mom ever wonder what the heck you're doing?
No, my mom was like, just go outside. Just don't break anything in the house.
Don't kick anything in the house.
That was my mom. My mom and dad were both in Taekwondo as well. My mom was there until she was a blue belt. My dad got his black belt as well. But my mom was very adamant is don't break anything in the house. And of course, my dad broke stuff with a sword and whatnot. That tried to blame me, but that's a whole other story.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, it's a very popular story in our family.
Anyway.
But yeah, I obsessively watched the fight scenes in this movie, and I love this movie. But you know what's funny is I don't remember when we went back to watch this. This first movie I sat down and watched. First time I've watched it since I got this copy.
Yeah.
Does it say the year on this? Maybe I don't think if it says what year they redid it. 2015. Looks like when they did this. So that's what I got it.
Okay.
So it's been 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched it since then. I don't remember the first half of this movie. I don't remember any of that stuff in the graveyard.
That's kind of the important part.
I don't remember. I just remember it's like as soon as the fight starts, I remember everything. I remember the stuff in the streets. I remember the stuff.
You didn't remember any of the talking or the setup.
I remember the little sequences and this and that. And then like I was getting irritated because I knew there was a training montage. And then they go to the school and then he leaves and I'm like, that is this movie, isn't it? So in my mind, I'm second guessing myself. I'm like, I swear there's a whole montage, but now we're getting to a point in the story that the montage doesn't make sense. And then when it finally comes back, he's like, I need to burn off some steam. Who you got? And then it kicks it off. So. And
then you were so excited. You were like, there's a montage.
I know that. Well, that's why I got excited because I thought I was in the wrong movie in my brain. I was all.
And you were like, yes, this is the montage.
There's two reasons. I wanted to watch the training, but I wanted you to see it because you would see what I have y'all doing Muay Thai a lot.
Yeah.
And so you get to see the connection because you're starting to see some movies and bites the way I see them.
I'm actually looking. I'm like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah, and I could talk about, like when Van Damme throws this kick, watch, he keeps his other leg up.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't throw his other kick, prepared for it.
Well, in this one, when he did a jumping back kick, I'm like, that's what I look like. And I know it's not
what she looks like.
That's what I think I look like.
But that's all that matters.
Because I only get like this far off the ground now.
Whatever helps you feel better about yourself. Anyway, so what did you... Okay, so you told me before we went live that you had questions about this movie.
I am a little confused about... What was I looked at his IMDb and he did like a ton of movies, like one after another.
He did Nemesis.
Back in the day.
Yeah, he did. After this hit, he was in everything. He was like the new straight-to-video movie guy.
Oh, okay. So I guess I'm just confused of how we mixed in this French dude into a land of a bunch of Asian martial artists, not to be mean or stereotypical.
In this film.
But in this, Mexican street gangs. And then the black gangs.
Well, because it makes total sense.
I guess so. It's because he
was basically a foreign exchange type thing. Mm-hmm. Not really exchange, but a foreign student. He come to go to college there. He had to find a place to live. When he found the place he found, remember, because there's the whole montage of people turning him down in the nice neighborhoods.
I know.
So when he finally finds a place to live, he happens to be in the gang-infested territory of the Hispanics. And the only time we really see the black gangs is when they run through the wrong territory in Watts or wherever they were at. And the Asian side of it that you're throwing out to Asians, that's because his friend had a school there, which he knew.
And they were very Asian. I don't know. It just seemed,
they were very Asian. They were just Asian. There's no barrier.
I know.
They were a little Asian, but not really.
I think for the time period, it's very stereotypical.
Oh, totally.
Groups.
It's every movie of that time period. Boys in the Hood, Colors. I don't know. Menace to Society. Every one of those gang movies that type of came out. Colors is probably even more so for this. When you had a Mexican gang group, it was like that with the cholos and the plaid shirts and the beige with the socks pulled up and
I don't get that.
The hairnets.
I never understood that. That was not a good look. I'm not going to tell anybody that, but
you can now because you can get out there on the wall
Well, and I don't think they look that way anymore, do they? I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I think gangs are way more covert and mainstream now.
Well, if you want to,
I have no idea.
Here's the thing: if you want to get really into it, like. Obviously, I'm not going to start trouble with gang members, and I hung out with a lot of gangbangers when I was a teenager, and people that I knew before that became that. I was never in a gang, but I hung out with a lot of them, and there's kind of this funny thing. There's like real gang people now.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the people that think they're gang people now.
Yeah.
And I've watched a lot of interviews and talk stories and seen the old people, and it's kind of the same in the world of rap too.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about the people that are rappers, these thugs and this and this, and the real ones that are like, they don't even know.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to somebody ironically up at where I teach class, and at the center, and there was a bunch of people playing basketball, and they were talking about a fight that had happened up there, and I was like, it's funny. I was like, the kids, if you look around here, these kids in here, they think they're tough. But if they had to deal with...
You want to see tough? I'll show you tough.
If they had to deal with some of the people back in the day that...
Oh, they would have got
whether the people I dealt with in class or the people I had to deal with outside of class, and when I kind of was around some of the gang people, and those people were dangerous. Now don't get me wrong, there's still a ton of them out there now.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a very big difference between the people that are perceived as the tough gang members and the ones that actually are. And the ones that are the ones that you don't know are.
I think so too.
Not that they don't have still a look about them.
No, but I think it's more covert.
Yeah, but they're not. They're not the ones that are
flaunting
and talking trash or whatever. They just walk up and they will punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Where the guy that's telling you he's going to punch you in the face usually ain't going to.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a whole different argument.
I enjoyed the movie. It's not super great, but it's fine.
This is not a movie about acting.
No, and it's not bad. I mean, the story is kind of a typical storyline.
It's every 80s, 90s action movie story.
Some guy that doesn't belong, and the guy's getting mad that you're on my turf.
Yeah, and the reason they get mad at him makes no sense. Like, just because he came to go to that house, and I think the only reason they were mad, because they only start bothering him because he tries to rent a room at that house. Mm-hmm. And they only bother him, I think, because they want Martine, which is the kid.
Yeah.
And they don't want anybody around that house that can cause shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
And he definitely riles up the shenanigans.
Yeah. But the fighting was good. I think whatever was fine. The Mexican.
You just said the fighting was good. I think the whatever was fine too.
The Mexican gang life.
If you ever have a concern about your whatever in every movie, well, this one, the whatever was fine.
The gang life was sad. I don't think they weren't rough enough for me for gang members.
Oh, it was sad portrayal.
It was a sad portrayal.
Yours is like the gang life is sad.
Well, that too is sad. They need someplace to belong.
Oh my goodness, you're a mess of a woman.
And then I don't like that at one point this one poor lady was gonna get raped and nobody did anything.
Which one?
Where he's like, "Give me your vieja." Because
then when he comes to get the other guy's woman.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because something happened to his woman.
Because she was like laughing. I love it too because the whatever happened thing is she's laughing and she's like, "What is she laughing about?" I'm like, it's very obvious.
Well, I don't think that was funny. She should care more about her man.
Well, she didn't because
that's why she got paid.
That's why she got the killed.
I'm just.
This is also a fun fact about this film. This is Martin Dacascos' first film.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we talked about his actual first starring role. I think it was on episode 2 or 3 of the movie American Samurai, where he starred alongside David Bradley. In that one, he actually is speaking lines he's in. In this one, he does have a line in the movie, but he plays one of the generic gangbangers. I think he's labeled as Stoner's driver. And he has one little miniature fight scene, blink and he's gone kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But that's a little fun fact. Also, this movie was actually written originally with Jean-Claude Van Damme in mind, is what I'd always heard.
But you can kind of see it.
Yeah, it's very much like The Quest, and I'm not The Quest. What is that? Nowhere to Go, Nowhere to Run. Movie he did was very similar to that. Nowhere to Run, Lionheart, that kind of stuff. I'm trying to think what's the other ones. There was a gang riot. Like a big gang riot fight of the first screening of the movie.
Yeah, that was interesting too. I read that.
Which is funny because that happened in a lot of movies like this. Anytime a gang ideal. Yeah. Because I remember seeing Menace to Society and being one of the only 2 white people at that theater.
Were you scared?
I wasn't. Danny wasn't doing too hot because he went with me.
But he's Mexican. He should be fine.
He's barely Mexican.
Oh.
Nobody knew it then, but he's also.
That's okay.
I know it's okay, and I don't mind, but
maybe at the time of the environment it would have been.
But I don't think he was scared. I'm just making a joke, but I don't remember him being really comfortable. But that's not even his kind of movie, so I'm not even sure why he saw it with me.
Yeah, that is interesting. That doesn't seem like something he would like.
That was back when he would watch movies.
Was the audience interacting?
Oh, well, they were talking to the screen and everything
Okay.
else because it was
That's one of the
that
things
movie's
I
predominantly
kinda-
black people.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the things I do like, and I kind of don't like. But you got to pick and choose. Like
Yeah.
when we went to go see For Colored Girls, I loved that we were with an all black audience because I feel like I got to really experience the whole thing with them talking to the screen.
Where's
It
the
didn't bother
problem
me
is
at
when you're
all.
dealing with a movie like Menace to Society. You're
Oh,
coming
that
off
could
of
get people
they get them
angry.
riled up, and you
Mhm.
have the gangs, and then you have the drive-bys, and then you have the white guy that did something bad or whatever, and now we're in the credit hallway walking out, and I'm the white devil, you know, and I didn't have any issues. I was like, I love that movie. It was awesome. I can't wait to watch it again. Lorenz Tate, Old Dog is awesome. Did you see MC8? Did you see Too Short? So I made sure everybody knew that I was part of the culture. I knew what was going on.
I feel like I could blend in.
You're like, guys, did you even see?
Oh my gosh, you guys. Because that's how I talk.
Anyway, the funniest part is one of the opening sequences of the movie is they're in a graveyard, and this girl's chasing Jacques because she doesn't want him to leave. And also she just drops her fur coat. She's butt-ass naked. And so she's like, she was looking at her phone. She looked at her, she goes, why is she naked?
In a graveyard.
Because they're going to have the relations.
In a graveyard?
She's got to get it before he left. He had his little Fiero type car loaded up to go. And he couldn't have been driving from France because he was in that Fiero.
No, that's not okay.
I don't know where he was living.
That is disrespectful to the dead.
Or it's respectful, gave him a show.
I don't think so. That was bizarre.
Well, so much for my plans for tomorrow night.
We're not going to a graveyard.
Anyway, so what did you think of all the fighting and was there anything specific one that stood out for you? Or
no, I liked the fighting. I thought it was really good. I did like his he did some really cool back kicks. I thought because I like jumping back kick. But I think I make it real dramatic where I have to walk past someone and then jump and back kick him. And he just like jump and spun and kick him.
I told you.
Because you know how I did it the other day at class? You're like,
know.
Did you walk past that?
Yeah, I was like, did you just walk 14 steps to make that back kick?
No, I walked past
you didn't,
it,
but
then I took 2
But that's
steps.
not a turning back kick. That's a straight back kick.
Yeah, I did a straight jumping back kick. His was beautiful because he did a jumping turning.
I know that. I'm aware of that. I do those all the time.
I know. No, I thought it was really good. I think he did a great job. And I even like the training things that they were doing at the Muay Thai school. Some of the drills and the flipping and all that stuff. So
I love that in these old movies when they do it that like for every style they're doing in the sequence, they change uniforms. Yeah. You know, so like he puts on his karate uniform. And it reminded me of the uniforms that were popular back then.
Yes, the red, white, and blue.
Yeah, and he had the
the
pullover short one that's not you can't tie your belt around it. It's almost like a small waistcoat, and the belt's tied underneath. You can only wear it if you're like in super shape. Because if you're the big fat, I've seen big guys that were trying to wear those back in the day. They're like, and then it's like if this is your gi top, it stops here, and your belly keeps doing like this, or there's an underside.
That's why I have the extra long top.
Exactly. Anyway,
yeah.
So it's a fun movie. It's like I said, it's one of those you watch for the fighting.
It's one of those stereotypical 80s movies.
And it's from the 90s. So that's what's
weird. Whatever, 90s movies.
What's crazy too is I was telling her last night is I'm obsessed with kicking. I love jump kicks, but I love hook kicks and spin kicks. Those are like inside kicks. Those are my big things. And if you watch every movie that I'm a huge fan of, or the martial artist I'm a huge fan of, that's what they do. There's a lot of spinning, a lot of jumping, spinning, a lot of straight side kicks. I was telling her last night because he hook kicks people constantly in this movie.
I know.
And this is the kind of stuff that built me as I was taking.
You're so funny. Did you see you were like he did roundhouse hook kick roundhouse? I was like, yeah, I saw that.
She treats me like I'm a 5-year-old. She goes, that was nice, honey.
I'm like, that's awesome, babe.
And you know what? That's why I am the martial artist I am, and that martial artist you are.
But then, hey, I can't get that high because I have bad hip bone. And then I got a lot of booty holding me down.
But you didn't when you started.
I know.
So now what's your excuse?
I'm old, babe. That was like 20 years ago.
You've not been in martial arts 20 years.
I started in like 1996.
That was 6 years after this movie came out.
Wow.
You didn't start about 96, did you?
Yeah, it was when I started college. Because that's why I started, because my parents were concerned I might get attacked.
The raped?
Yeah, the raped. Nobody wants to get the raped. What year is it now? 2019 minus 1996? Yeah, it's 23 years ago. It's been a while.
I started when I was 9.
You're old.
How many years is that? 35?
Minus. How old are you?
I'm 45.
Okay, hold on. 45 minus 9. That's 36 years.
Let's see. Wow. That's right.
You're 45?
Yes.
Holy crap! You're old.
You're 43.
Babe, you used to be like 32.
And you used to be 16, and you're an old bad now.
We got married. Oh my gosh. What's happened to us?
You're old as fuck. I'm awesome.
What's going to happen when we're like 80 and stuff?
I don't know. You're not going to be around any longer.
Karate?
You won't be here anymore, so we won't know.
I will. Are you going to teach class when you're 80?
Well, I hope so. All my instructors are getting up into the 80s, and I have my jiu-jitsu instructor is 78, I believe. Mm-hmm. My judo instructor he's at least in his 60s, late 60s. My taekwondo instructor has passed away. My Muay Thai instructor has got to be in his 70s. Mm-hmm. And my Muay Thai instructor is still kicking and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So the other one's
I think it's about staying active. I think you're going to do really well.
Or I'm going to completely break down. One of the two. I believe my taekwondo instructor, had he not passed away, I think he would still be moving too.
I think so too.
So anyway, that's all for that. So today's movie was Angel Town. It's a fun little 1990 martial arts flick. It's got Cholo gangs. It's got the French kickboxer who beats some ass. It's got a life lesson in it about you got to stand up, because there's a great scene into that I always love, where he's trying to tell Martine, who's the kid, not the one that hangs out with Fluffy, but this different Martine. And Martine! That's all I can think about when I was watching that movie, is yelling Martine. Where he grabs his friend that's a martial arts instructor and is like choking him. And he's like, the only reason this guy is not dead is because I chose to not kill him.
And I'm thinking, why would you do that to your friend?
But he's telling the kid, he's like, you have to make the decision, because once you let somebody push you around, there's going to be somebody, or if I kill, he goes, the reason I don't kill him is because I'm afraid of him. And he goes, I'm afraid of him because if I kill him, there's going to be a mother, there's going to be a brother, there's going to be a kid, there's going to be somebody that wants revenge. And that's why they pick on you, because nobody fears that there's any retaliation for the murder of your father.
Yeah. Because
they didn't fear him.
Yeah.
Or they wouldn't have murdered his father in the first place.
Yeah.
So he kind of puts it back on him it's not really fair, because he was a little kid when it happened.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's trying to make a point. And I agree with that with the self-defense thing is a lot of people are like, well, I can just kick your ass. But you have to think about the bigger picture of things.
Because if it's the purge, I'm coming for you next year.
It's just like, it's anytime anybody's killed and there's a kid involved.
You got to watch out. That kid could come back. You never know.
That kid builds her entire life based on what happened. Mm-hmm. So anyway, Angel Town, I'm sure there's some kind of a regular version somewhere, I believe.
Don't get the German version like we did.
Well, you can. I mean, it's still fine.
It plays English, but it plays German subtitles.
Yeah, I didn't even try to turn the subtitles off, because at that point,
couldn't even figure it out.
Well, at that point, I just didn't want to mess anything up.
We're just like, just keep it rolling.
But it makes me happy to have this cool limited edition version. So one more to Hellbone. If you can't find it anywhere else, Hellbone Entertainment. There's 50 of these in existence. So if they didn't sell them all, maybe you can get one. And they put out a lot of other movies too. Special edition. And do you have anything else, man, before I go through all those?
That's it. It was fun. You should watch it.
All right. Well, thank you for joining this week's episode of Martial Arts Movie Monday. And be here next week. We'll dive right into another movie. Sadly, the missus won't be next week's episode, but she's here this week, and that's all that matters. Tomorrow we'll be here for TV Tuesdays.
I got something really exciting.
It may be a late show, depending on if we record it. It's probably not going to be live because we have some stuff going on, and she's not going to be
here today.
So we're either going to pre-record it and post it tomorrow, or we'll do it live late tomorrow night. But either way, it will show up. Then Thursday we'll be doing the week update, all the movies, news, and trailers. And then we'll circle back on Sunday for another episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live. And you can find us where?
At HollywoodMatrimony.com. Thank you so much for watching us exclusively on YouTube. We're also on Facebook at Hollywood Matrimony, on the Twitter at Hollywood Matrimony, and on Instagram at Hollywood Matter, MATR.
So
did I get that right?
I believe that is correct.
No. The Twitter, yeah, Hollywood Matter, MATR.
So weird.
I need to put like a little list so I can remember what I'm supposed to say.
Anyway, don't forget to hit the subscribe button right here on this show so you can see it with your friends, see it all the time, get the latest updates from our website. And if you come up here, you can pop up and you can hit the subscribe button up here if it's here after the show. Or over here, maybe I'll even post the Angel Town trailer over here, but we'll see.
You should. That'd be fun.
Maybe I should. Either way, don't forget, keep your hands up.